This is a public service. Let's see how it goes. Is that Marie?
Yes, it is.
I've got a little different situation today that's not so cumbersome.
Okay.
I think I'm a little early.
Okay, let me see if he's available now. Hello, we just let you know that the 2 o'clock appointment is a little early, so he's here. Thank you.
Thank you, Marie.
You're welcome.
The people love you, by the way. That video went up this morning, so everybody loves helpful people. So you did great, and I appreciate that sincerely.
Hello. Hey, how are you guys? Right here in the front. Oh, we said it's funny.
I was trying to see who's talking. I wanted to know what is the process here to file fresh charges?
Okay, can you tell me just a little bit about? I know we've got people here, but can you tell me just a little bit about what's going on?
My son here was attacked at school,
Which school does he go to?
lineman.
Okay, we can get the school resource officer in to help you with that.
Okay,
Okay, you can have a seat if you'd like.
thank you.
Sir?
No, good,
Fine, thank you.
Thank you.
Just watch your, the door might open.
Yes.
I don't want you to get hit by
I'm moving it for me.
Yeah, they might open that soon.
Sure.
Be careful.
Just so you guys know, I'm recording, so
Oh.
don't give out any personal information
Okay.
unless you want it on the internet.
Okay.
Okay.
She's not there. She's trying to find people for you.
What was your name?
Rebecca?
Rebecca, I don't want to butcher his name right in front of him. Is it Dowda?
Dowda. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mom and Dad, hi there. Will you do me a favor? You could sign in for us. We're gonna have you report that inside so you guys can have some privacy, all right?
Okay.
Maria, are you right in the middle of something?
Huh?
Are you right in the middle of something?
I mean, I'm always in the middle. Let me look. How can I help you?
I noticed after I got home yesterday, I was looking at the roster, and I actually ran into the chief yesterday when I was over at City Hall, and I ran into his number 2 on that list, Clint. And then I went on the city website and I noticed that he is the acting city manager. So is he also still on the command staff here?
Yeah, he's just acting in a different capacity.
Okay. Do you know, maybe I'll have to submit a records request to find out about this, but do you know if that time is split between the PD and the city? Okay. I've got your, actually I don't have your card. Any records like that, should I direct them to the city or should I direct them here?
So I don't have are you talking about payroll or are you talking about
Yeah, specifically payroll, just because he's acting in 2 roles, and how is
probably
the?
be with the city then, 'cause
Okay.
I don't have payroll.
Okay, I spoke to Michelle, so yeah, so she can probably help me with that. And then you don't have to answer this question if you don't want to, but I noticed there was another Tallis on the roster. Is that family to you, or is that just?
We have relations.
Cool, awesome. Thank you.
No problem.
How long has he been acting as the city manager?
Don't quote me, maybe a year or 2, I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'd have to
I appreciate it.
Hey, how you doing?
Chief Dowda,
Good to see you again.
good to see you. Can we sit down somewhere?
This is fine. We can sit down here if you like.
No, this'll work, I guess. Did you get my email?
An email? No, I did not. What did you email me?
A list of questions that I was going to discuss with you today, like you requested.
I have received your email.
Okay. I want to check your spam filters. Definitely went out to you. But in either case, you're still good to chat.
Sure.
Okay.
I thought you had 2 questions that you wanted me to answer, but if there's something more in depth, I would like to see the questions before we talk.
Okay. Well, do you want me? Is there somewhere more personal we can sit down rather than the wall?
No, I prefer here.
You okay?
Yeah. We can sit then.
Okay, sure. All right, well, we'll lead off where we ended yesterday. Do you know? Actually, I prefer to start this way. I'd like my video from yesterday to disappear and never see the light of day because it
What
doesn't.
video is that?
The video of you, I and Clint speaking about the conversation in the parking lot. I would
Well,
like
I
to.
wouldn't want you to hide anything. I
Well,
want you to.
Longwood Police Department, the community of Longwood, I think would appreciate it. And I'll tell you why. It doesn't paint the prettiest picture when the chief, and I'm not trying to attack you, I'm just saying that it doesn't paint the prettiest picture when the chief of police doesn't know the First Amendment to the Constitution.
Well, I don't think your video would paint that, actually.
Well, in either case, I'd like to undo it. I'd like to start off on fresh footing and re-ask the question. You know what I mean? Give me an opportunity.
Okay. Well, that was one of the questions that, when I asked you to tell me what the question was you were going to ask me, I told you I would give you an answer.
Yes,
When
sir.
we sat down, I am familiar with the First Amendment, as I mentioned yesterday. While I can't quote it verbatim to you, I know the importance of freedom of speech, the freedom of religion, the freedom of the press, freedom to assemble, and of course, probably the lesser known, the right to be able to redress grievances of those and other topics. And I think your second question yesterday was whether or not I thought it was important for law enforcement officers to know them. I do, with the caveat that anytime you ask someone a technical question like that, especially on the spur of the moment, they may not be able to come up with a most articulate answer. And there are some of those things that I just enumerated that are more relevant to a field police officer's duties every day than others. So while they might be not able to give you a verbatim quote of the First Amendment, they are certainly familiar with the concepts. I can only speak for this department. I know of no instance where we have violated anybody's constitutional rights, whether it be the First Amendment through the 27th. So I feel very confident that our officers are familiar and are not violating any of those rights.
The specific question was, do you think it's a problem that they don't know? I understand that. I understand the answer you just gave me. And I'm going
Maybe I
to.
misunderstood
Yeah, I'm just
your
going to.
question.
I'm going to apply it to the lens in which I just asked that question. So I think it still applies what you're saying. If you're only going to answer 2 questions, then I'm not sure how dynamic this conversation can be. So I would like to ask some more questions, and I guess you don't have to answer them, just like I wouldn't have to answer any question anymore. Do you mind if I ask you a couple questions?
Well, as I said yesterday, I'm not really interested in doing an impromptu on-camera interview with you about technical questions. I think you could understand that that I could probably ask you questions about your profession that maybe off the top of your head you wouldn't be immediately ready to answer at the
Absolutely.
spur of a moment.
Absolutely.
So I'm not comfortable doing that.
Okay.
If you email me those questions, I don't know why my spam would have blocked your email. I've never had that happen to me before, not here anyway. But if you have them available right now, I can have someone print them out.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody could just pull your email up and look in the spam, they could print off, the email and then
Well,
you can
again,
look at it.
I feel reasonably sure that my spam filter has not, unless you're sending it from something that you feel like
sent it from
always gets blocked. or
Yeah, no, I
something.
sent it from a Gmail address, and I sent it to, is it ddowda@longwoodflorida.org?
Longwoodflorida.org.
Longwoodfl.org.
Yes.
Okay.
Longwoodfl.
Then, I mean, sent at 11:57, it was sent. Do you want me to give you my phone and you can look at the questions? That way that you don't have to print them?
Are you asking me if I can look at the questions and then answer your questions right now?
Well, if you're comfortable answering any of the questions, yeah.
Well,
Because
as I indicated yesterday and today, I'm not comfortable with an impromptu interview. Not really comfortable doing any interview without knowing what I'm being asked first. Again, I'll reiterate, I think anybody can be put on the spot and ask questions they're not prepared to answer. And
That's fair. But that is why I sent the email prior to this meeting. I will say that from, there's your perspective and then there's my perspective, right? And then there's something in the middle, right?
right.
So, I heard everything that you said yesterday and I sent that email because you said that, because those were concerns that you voiced. So I thought, to be fair to you, I would send the questions in advance of our meeting. Now I understand technology is what it is. Sometimes you don't get things, but that's I'm not up here asking gotcha questions. I sent the questions in advance, like you asked.
Well, I did ask, and I'll take your word that you sent them. I'm just telling you I did not receive them.
Okay.
Or I would have been prepared to answer them.
Okay. Can we set up a time?
Well, what I know, I'll answer the questions and email them back to you.
Okay. Well, that works too.
Okay.
That works too. Well, I appreciate you taking the time, Chief.
All right. Thank you very much.
Have a good day.
You too. Okay. Thanks.
Rebecca Marie, have a great day. Thank you very much.
Hi, you too. Hey, Anna, can I ask you a personal question?
Well, it depends on how personal,
no,
right? Which window am I at?
I'm actually down here. So my son is like an aspiring YouTuber. I was wondering, the camera that you have on that one, is it like a GoPro or?
Yeah, it's a GoPro. I think it's a 9.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a GoPro 9.
Have you
But
been happy with it?
I have been
So we're
super.
trying to support him. He's super into it. He does geocaching stuff, so it's a different. But he's super into it, and he does it on like an old phone right now.
I would actually recommend something different than that, and I can't remember the name of it, but it's not GoPro. It's a different brand camera, but it's a 360-degree camera, and it's
neat.
it's probably smaller than just this middle section here, and you just put it on a post, and you can't even see that the person's holding it, and it gives you an image of everything.
Oh,
And you
cool.
can actually zoom out from where you're standing and have
Uh-huh.
the perspective of it looking at you,
Oh, neat.
or casting a view on anything in any direction.
Yeah.
The cameras are amazing. That one's about $400. You can get a used GoPro probably for less than $100. This is,
Okay.
I think this is a 9 black.
Okay.
Um,
Do you recommend the little microphone for it?
I do not.
You don't?
No,
really?
I don't. It's.
It looks cool.
Yeah. I was at City Hall yesterday, and I had it in. I was recording,
Yep.
and then I got back to my office, and there was no audio. So you have to like double and triple check that the microphone's working, and sometimes that's just not. that's not real convenient or
Yeah.
conducive to, whatever shot you're taking.
Would you say that your primary is more this one or more just cell phone?
Primary is probably the cell phone, just
Really?
because it's always with me.
Yeah,
If I
right.
see something, I can just take it out and I can start recording.
Mm-hmm.
What's going to give the best quality? The GoPro, without
Yeah.
question. There's like internal stabilization that, so this provides stabilization where,
Mm-hmm. Right, yeah.
so it's not shaky, but it's all internal. So, I can be here
Mm-hmm.
and shaking a little bit, and the camera will take all of that out.
Wow, nice.
So cameras are really amazing
Yeah.
now. So
How well does it do for like night? Do you have to have like a flash, or does it get enough light?
yeah, it's all going to depend on like ambient light around you.
Yeah.
The cameras, it's good. But any camera needs external light to
Okay.
to really catch an image
Yeah.
or to catch a picture.
Okay. Well, cool. Thank you.
But I mean, if I was starting out
Yeah,
again,
I mean he's 10. He'll be 11 in January.
Yeah,
so
get him a
we're
go-
right at
get
like
him a-
Christmas and birthday time. And
yeah, if you got the money to get that 360 one,
Mm-hmm.
he will have so much fun with it, because
Yeah.
you can do so many different things with it that it's just that you can't do with a
Yeah.
GoPro. Like if this was that 360 camera,
Mm-hmm.
it could be looking at you, and then at the same time, it could be looking at me.
Yeah.
And then
'Cause that's what
it
he-
can
yeah,
actually
he
come
likes
out
that.
over here, and it can catch both of us in the conversation. So
Yeah.
it's really cool. Where cameras have gone.
Yeah. Cool. I'll look into it. Thank you so
All right.
much.
Thanks, Rebecca. Have a good day.
You too.
I didn't catch your name.
What's that? I didn't get it, Chief. I came in here yesterday to file a complaint, so my desire for anonymity is pretty important to me. So I'll say that.
Okay. Well, that's your prerogative, obviously, for things like that. I just wanted to say goodbye to you, but I also wanted to check what you recited as my email address sounded appropriate, but just in case I'm wrong, I wanted you to have my business card. It has the.
Yeah, that was it. Gmail's weird, so sometimes they probably send things places that they don't need to go. I did send an email to Clint also. I was asking Marie this, and again, I'm asking questions again, so it's tough. So I don't know what you want to answer and what you don't. I noticed that I asked for a roster yesterday, and he's still listed on command staff. And then I was on the city website yesterday, and he's listed there as the acting city manager. And I guess I just wondered, is he splitting time between the two roles, or is he still active on your command staff?
He's working exclusively at City Hall.
Okay, yeah, perfect. That was a perfect answer. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And Chief, my whole desire is to bridge the gap between people and the police. I want there to be better interactions, and I'm not saying that Longwood has, I'm not saying that they have, what's the word I'm grasping for here? I don't know Longwood to have a reputation as being a bad department, you know what I mean?
I would think not.
Yeah, but you would acknowledge that there is a gap between the people and the police, wouldn't you?
The people and the police in general, that's a general question,
That's
not
a
a
general-
focus.
yeah.
In general, I think there are areas in the country where that's probably accurate.
So I'm trying to cast a better light. I'm trying to have interactions like this where, where one of the people can have a conversation with the chief of police and it not be confrontational, or it not be thought of as somebody trying to cast a bad light on the police department, because that is not my goal.
Sure, I understand. Well, I think, at least by all accounts, the interaction you've had here has been very positive as far as I can tell.
Yeah, I actually posted the video this morning from my reaction with Marie yesterday. It was great. And even my interaction at City Hall, which I was explaining to Rebecca, I lost all the audio on the audio file is corrupted, so I can't post that. But no, it was wonderful. I couldn't have asked for a more positive interaction. And I do understand your position about what you said over there, but I mean, before
we go too much further, what do you mean when you say what I said over there? Earlier you said you were going to give me the opportunity to clean it up.
I don't want to post that video.
Misconception of, I may have a misconception of what happened there.
Okay.
Because I'm not quite grasping your.
Here, I guess I'll frame it this way. You know, before the police are supposed to enforce law, they're supposed to uphold rights. You know, they're supposed to uphold our rights. And if they don't know what those rights are, it's chilling. It has a chilling effect on the First Amendment. And I understand that, you know, I wasn't saying, and I think you answered this yesterday, I wasn't saying, give me the list of the 5 or you don't know. You know, I'm saying, do you know?
You asked me to enumerate elements.
I asked you if you knew the 5 elements of the First Amendment.
Right. That's not exactly how. Well, we'll just leave it at that. I get it. You didn't get the answer that you wanted when you wanted. I followed up by telling you.
No, Chief, you did. Yeah, you did follow up.
No, I don't mean here. I mean over there. I wasn't expressing to you that I didn't know the First Amendment. What I was expressing was I couldn't recite it to you verbatim.
That's fair.
I said to you that I am familiar with it, as I've indicated that I am familiar with it. I just appreciate if I'm going to speak with someone, especially on technical issues, that I have an opportunity to prepare for that, as I would think you would as well.
Yeah, but in fairness, do you really think that that's a technical question? In the First Amendment, it's the first law of the land.
You were asking me to recite it, and
I was asking you if you knew. You'll see the video. I did not ask you if you. In fact, I specifically said I'm not asking you to recite it.
Okay, well, maybe I misunderstood you. My point was that I didn't want to have an interview prior to knowing what questions we're going to be asking.
I can totally appreciate that.
Okay.
I mean, you'll see in my email. I said in the email that I don't really want to give you the questions because I think that the chief of police should be able to have a conversation with one of the people, whether it's technical or not. I mean, we're all human, right? I don't know everything. If somebody asked me what the 18th Amendment is, no idea what the 18th Amendment is. You know what I mean? But the First Amendment is different. It's different. So that's where I'm coming from.
Okay. Well, again, I would just say that I think that you've had a positive interaction.
Oh, absolutely.
And yesterday as well. We obviously have some difference of opinion about our first encounter across the street, but
Chief, the bottom line is that I asked you a question about making a good faith effort, right? And you made that good faith effort. You know what I mean? You did. So,
okay.
It's okay to know or to not know. But the question was, if you didn't know, would you make a good faith effort? And I absolutely believe that you did.
Well, thank you. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Take care. If you need that card,
No,
take it. If not,
no, I need it. Thank you. Please check your spam folder though, Chief, because it's there.
I will.
It's there. Thank you. Thank you again, ladies. Have a great day.